am the goddamn Batman, aka Jebediah, aka Miles Kravitz, aka the Devil Man, aka the original 7th Power Ranger who got cut out of the shot in every shot.
And I'm Mars. Oh man. Completely has nothing to do with today's topic, but I remember we were at the tattoo shop the other day and we finally got our fusion name down. If we ever do the fusion dance
From Dragon Ball Z?
yes, we have decided that Marley's will be our fusion name.
All right.
I just want everyone to know that once me and Miles fuse to defend the universe from Majin Rambo, our name will be Marley's. We're neither Mars or Milays. We are Marley's.
I regret everything you just said.
Okay.
Also unrelated to this podcast, I saw the Captain, aka formerly Voldy, but you know what? Me and her are good again. So
Captain? The Captain?
Because I can't, the other part of her like social media like gives her away. So she's just the Captain for now. But you know, she told people like, oh hey, go check out these people doing this thing. They're funny because she knows I'm funny.
So shout out to the Captain.
You know I'm funny.
Us.
You know I'm funny. Thank you.
On that note, today is an important episode because this is the episode that's going to go up right before Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
The greatest piece of cinema masterpiece on this side of the Western world ever.
Since Titanic.
I'm going to say all that.
I watched girls cry to Titanic. And I was in my 20s.
Bro, Notebook though.
Bro, Crazy Stupid Love though.
Never mind. Anyway, today, me and Milays are going to go through every single Marvel movie.
It's going to be exhausting.
We're going to review them. We're going to talk about them. We're going to talk about what we like and what we dislike.
Oh, I made a mistake. I should have brought my glasses. Nah, it would have been stupid on the camera.
So,
I'm going to bring my sunglasses next time.
So this is how we're going to do it. And then next week we're going to record. I guess we'll do it right after we watch Endgame. We're going to record an Endgame episode.
All right.
With hopefully a special guest.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't know.
Boy, we could share a microphone.
We'll do it, boys. We'll do it. Okay. So we're going to start with actually a non-MCU movie.
What?
The Incredible Hulk. Do you remember The Incredible Hulk, Miles?
Yeah, I love The Incredible Hulk.
I don't remember it.
It was decent.
He fought a tornado. That's all I remember, like mutant animals and a tornado.
What are you talking about?
The Incredible Hulk. I'm not. Wait.
No, you're thinking of.
I'm thinking about the. I'm thinking about the Hulk. Yeah, The Incredible Hulk was pretty good.
I was like, wait, how are we gonna start with non-MCU movies in the MCU list?
Well, The Incredible Hulk is still not an MCU movie.
I mean, it is and it isn't. I like to say it is because, I mean, they switched the actors, but they brought in other people from The Incredible Hulk into like the big universe.
I would like to say that The Incredible Hulk is the first sign of this being a comic book universe where something that was not canon instantly becomes canon once we need it to be canon.
Like, yeah, because remember, they do pick him up in Avengers in South America, which was where he ended up.
True. And we do get Thunderbolt Ross in a movie that we will talk about later in this list.
You say it's like people don't know. Like, they ain't just been watching these movies.
Okay, they pick up Thunderbolt Ross.
But yeah. So that was the one with Abomination, right?
Yes.
The one that set up Big Head?
We set up the leader, which we never actually got, which hopefully maybe one day we will get the leader.
You know what, though? I don't remember if it was because it didn't do well enough monetarily or if... I don't know how exciting Hulk movies can be, but I feel like he's a good supporting character for other characters in other movies.
I feel like it's just a financial thing. They just do not want to give Universal money. Technically, the Hulk is still not part of the Disney universe just yet. Like they still have the rights to use him in other movies, but Universal has the right for the next big Hulk movie.
Oh, I didn't know that. Maybe that's why then.
And I honestly feel like because of how much development they've done with the Hulk so far, I think that the Hulk can carry his own movie. I feel like Mark Ruffalo can carry his own movie.
Yeah, he can. I miss Eddie Norton though.
I feel like you give him some. Yeah, Eddie Norton was pretty funny, but
Ed Norton was cool, but I love Mark Ruffalo.
True.
That's my boy.
I feel like Mark Ruffalo, I know this has nothing to do with the Incredible Hulk itself. It just deals with the whole character itself. Give Mark Ruffalo
I gotta get out of the way.
give him a trilogy. Give him a trilogy. Introduce the She-Hulk. Thunderbolt Ross is already in there. You can give us the Red Hulk.
Yeah, She-Hulk would be cool.
There's all types of cool characters you give, especially since you've already set up the leader.
Yeah.
And you've given him some time to breathe. Like that man could have just rebuilt Abomination, all types of Hulk villain. I think you could do it.
I don't know any Hulk villains. I know the Red Hulk.
Have we done AIM? I don't know if we've done AIM yet in the MCU.
I don't know what that is.
AIM is the other evil team that's like close to Hydra, but it's not really Hydra.
Oh. Is the Grey Hulk different from the Green Hulk, or are they the same person? It was just like before color existed.
Yes and no.
Is it a villain or is it a hero?
It's a monster. So you have so you have the original Grey Hulk, which was like a coloring error. Mm-hmm. And then Joe Fixit is the Grey Hulk. He's kind of like this anti-scum, like he's like a mob leader Hulk who's still Bruce Banner.
I want a Swamp Thing and Devil Dinosaur movie.
I want Venom Devil Dinosaur, but we'll talk about that later. Okay. And then you have the first official MC movie. And I feel like we can talk about these two together because they happen back to back. Mm-hmm. Iron Man and Iron Man 2. So let's talk about Iron Man 1. The linchpin in the MCU.
I feel like...
Does it age? Okay, how do you feel about it? And I'm going to ask you, does it age well?
So I haven't seen this movie in like half a decade, but I feel like it would age pretty well.
I feel like the themes of it is pretty good.
I'm just thinking about like the crucial scenes and stuff. I still think it's just a good story. He might be... How long was he in the captivity, like, in terms of runtime?
Couple. I mean, like, 20 minutes?
Like 20, 30 minutes? Yeah.
Not 30. Like, probably like 10 to 20.
Yeah.
So, I'm kind of feeling it, honestly.
That was all about the mini arc reactor. This is when he got that shit taken out of his chest and he was fitting to die.
He got to die, man. And then Iron Man 2, I feel like Iron Man 2 is kind of what cements it. Because you have to remember, they introduced the cinematic universe at the end of Iron Man. And it took them 1.5 years, 2 years to do Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's when they're like, yeah, we can do this.
I want my board.
I went to my bed. I just remember Justin Hammer being like, what? Bird? You want a pelican? You want a triceratops, man? You want a bird? This ain't Jurassic Park, man. What you want?
I feel like
I went my bed.
It's not. I feel like it's not as bad of a movie as people make it out to be. Like, I just hear everybody talk about how it's like, but I thought it was kind of cool. Like, it was when he started getting into his tech. Like, he had the suitcase.
Oh man, put on suitcase suit.
So he didn't have to like actually go back to Stark Tower to put his suit on. We got to see War Machine, which was cool.
First appearance of Captain Planet as War Machine. Don Cheadle, my man.
We got to see Whiplash.
Whiplash was a pretty good character.
He was all right, yeah. And then he stopped being Whiplash to be like big monster suit man.
I mean, he was still Whiplash.
Yeah, but he didn't. Oh, he did have the whip still.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
He just had a suit too.
Yeah.
I think the cool thing about that movie was like, it shows Tony's hubris. Like, I really feel like the first 2 Iron Man movie do a real good job of inflating and giving Tony this big, huge ego and this really big, like, mentality. He's bigger and larger than life.
Yeah.
And in 2, they kind of do chip him down a bit because he has that line in the beginning of 2 where he's like, no one can recreate my tech. And then the tech gets recreated.
I'm going to give you the best part, single best part of this movie.
Yes.
The Widowmaker.
We do get Scarlett Johansson as the Widowmaker.
No, not her, you dumb fuck.
The Widowmaker? You talking about...
The Hammer Tech missile?
Oh, the dud. Hey, but speaking of this, we actually get like the first look
of Black Widow.
Which is mad sexy, bro. Like,
yeah, Scarlett Johansson's a babe.
I think I was in junior year of high school. I was in junior year of high school and I was like, man, I like redheads now.
Oh, you late, bro. We've been like redheads.
I mean, I did a redhead before. Anyway, time to talk about what I like to dub Motorcycle Montage, the movie.
Oh, the greatest movie.
Captain America, the first Avenger.
Oh yeah, he was.
This is how we knew Avengers were going to be a thing at some point.
Yeah.
I feel like this is when they were banking on, oh yeah, Avengers are about to be the shit.
I was gonna say other than, never mind. They didn't actually set it up until the Thor after credit scene.
Yeah, I think too. Nick Fury starts talking to him about the Avengers Initiative,
Yeah.
but like when they said the first Avenger, that's when you're like, oh, so this must be really be in the works.
Yeah. I don't remember much of this movie. I remember the cheesy 1940s costume.
I remember the motorcycle montage.
I remember the PSAs. I remember the motorcycle. I remember him actually being decent with his shield because I hated him in the TV show. Didn't do anything. But like Red Skull was cool. He was on his level. I didn't think it was horrible. I really didn't. I just haven't seen it in a while, so I don't know how it holds up.
It's not my favorite movie. Like there's nothing in Phase 1 that's like, man, this is breathtaking.
I feel like they
Other than Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2 is like the best movie of Phase 1.
they kind of keep him out of the action for too much of it in the first Captain America, but I feel like that's also like you're supposed to feel that way because that's how he felt too.
Yeah.
When he became just like a mascot for the army or whatever.
Does get you in his shoes a lot.
Yeah. But I thought it was cool. You know, he gave the ultimate sacrifice. You know, out here making power moves.
Got frozen.
Got frozen.
He had a date, bro. He had a date.
He did have a date. He saw a bitch next time. She was like 80. I was like, damn, cold world.
So time to talk about
No pun intended.
the worst movie.
What are you talking about?
The worst movie.
No.
Time to talk about the worst movie in Phase 1, bro.
Okay, I might give you that one.
Thor.
Yeah. I mean, that's your thoughts on it?
Look. Don't get me wrong. Chris Hemsworth has really grown into the role. Thor 1 don't hold up. They bleached his eyebrows?
No. That's rough.
It's just such a boring movie.
Because he doesn't have his powers for any of it. Because he's not worthy.
The girl who plays Darby is the best part of that movie.
Oh, what's her name? I know her name. It's not going to come.
She's in Two Broke Girls.
Yeah.
She is the best part of that whole entire movie.
She is gorgeous. And yeah, I agree with you.
She's the best part of any Thor movie until Ragnarok.
Where she's not in.
Yeah. If she was in that movie, she would be just as great too.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I really like the Destroyer though in the first one.
It's a walking robot.
I know, but it's so cool.
Actually, I take that back. Darby and Loki are the best things about the Thor movie.
Yeah, because that introduced Loki, and Loki's legit.
Loki's the best.
That was funny, but he's not really funny until...
I think he's always great as a character.
He's funny in Dark World.
He is. Okay.
I mean, he's good after that every time, but you know what I mean.
So time to talk about the greatest piece of cinematic history ever. Marvel's The Avengers. Fun fact, they have to call it Marvel The Avengers because of a copyright issue in the UK where there's a movie called The Avengers.
What is it about?
About some mob guys having to avenge something.
Oh, that's sick. That's what I want to do for a living.
So now it's officially called Marvel The Avengers. But it's the only one that's called that. Everything else is called just Avengers.
Uh-huh.
How... I feel like there's nothing bad we can say about this movie without just saying that it is a product of 2012.
Okay, there we go. Because we watched that one pretty recently.
Yeah, we watched that one maybe a few months ago.
And it did kind of age. Like, you can tell it aged. It's aged.
I think it only ages because we've had... it set a bar for Marvel that they only dipped under once.
No.
I feel like they only dipped under once.
3 times.
3... Nah, Chief. They only dipped under...
3 times.
Once.
Okay.
Once.
Just wait till we get later in this list. Just wait. Anyways, I feel like the visual effects are...
amazing.
So when you go back and watch it, like the Chitauri fight at the end...
Yeah.
You can tell which scenes are like green screen, like Black Widow is on the Chitauri thing. And then there's just green screen behind her with like a fan pushing her hair.
But you want to know what? You want to know how I feel about that?
How do you feel about it?
It's so nitpicky. Because as a story from point A to point B, you're so engrossed that those little things just do not matter.
That's true. I think it's just because I've seen it so many times that I have time to actually nitpick.
Yeah.
things now.
But if you just watch it and like, you don't even have to turn your brain all the way off.
Yeah.
You kind of just dial it back a bit, and it's a solid story from the beginning and the end. It's not even really about the, like, you get so much so much fun seeing everybody interact.
Except there's the stupid movie death of Phil Coulson.
Oh man, yeah. But okay, so I want you to remember what I said about like the characters bouncing off of each other.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be the linchpin in my argument for something later in this list that we both just do not agree on.
Yeah, them like bouncing off each other was legit, and seeing all the chemistry they had, especially because you've been watching these movies for like, what was it, like 2 or 3 years up to this point?
At this point, 4 years.
Yeah, so it was cool, and it had never been done before, and it's just there. Like, it's...
I feel like you can't talk shit about the movie because it's such a benchmark movie. There's a lot of stuff that you can critique.
Yeah.
But at the time, it doesn't have that issue with like, oh, it's a Marvel movie. Oh, it's following the Marvel formula. I feel like it's just a piece of cinematic gold.
Yeah. I watched that movie 3 times in theaters.
I saw it 3 times in theaters too.
Because my parents took me, and then I was like, yo, I got to show my roommates back in college, and then I think I took one, and then I think me and Mr. Wall went to see it.
So now it's time to dip under the bar. I'm going to refer to that as dipping under the bar. Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah. I'll agree with you on that.
Nope. I ain't doing it, Chief. I refuse to. Actually, you know what? This is how much I am sure about that statement.
I sort of remember this movie. Okay, so this was like where all the dimensions were like...
Yep.
Were like converging.
I'm about to say this right now. Thor: The Dark World is the worst Marvel movie ever. Don't at me.
Anyways. Okay, so blah, blah, blah. Loki's doing Loki stuff.
As he always does, and we love him for it.
He becomes Captain America for like 4 seconds. He does stuff. Thor is doing things.
It does. It's a pointless movie. You could literally... All you need to know from that movie... Actually, fuck it. You don't need the movie.
You just need the stone?
You do we?
I don't know. Do we?
No. I don't even need to know where the realities... I don't know where the Soul Stone is at in Infinity War. I don't need to know. That movie is such a not a needed movie.
Why are you yelling at me?
It's not
needed.
needed.
Down, bro. You getting aggressive. You making me nervous.
It's just not needed.
I got that motherfucking thing on me.
Do it.
Don't make me read.
Do it. It's such a non-movie. All you need to know is that Loki got free.
Yeah, because Natalie Portman's just going through weird stuff. Loki tricks Odin or whatever. Thor gets his hand fake cut off. That shit like blew me away when I was in the movie theater, and I was like, oh, it's Loki's trick. All right, never mind. And then what's face gets his ass whooped.
I feel like it's just such a not needed movie.
There's a very goofy fight scene where Mjolnir ends up like halfway across the universe.
That part was like that when I first saw that movie. That was my favorite part. Mm-hmm. But honestly, bro, I just feel like it's just a not needed movie.
And that was about it. Does that thing go to the collector afterwards? I feel like it does.
Yeah, that ends up with the collectors. Okay, time to go back above the bar. Time to the best movie in their trilogy, Iron Man 3, bro.
I will vomit on camera if
do it.
I hate
Iron Man 3 is one of the best movies in the Iron Man trilogy. I don't care, bro.
I'd rather watch Caillou.
Iron Man 3 is so
bad,
good,
horrible, forgettable, not needed, unnecessary.
More unneeded than Dark World?
Yes. At least Dark World has an Infinity Stone we need for the later setup.
Iron Man 3 has Iron Man.
No, it has Tony Stark and PTSD and a fucking kid with a backyard garage.
So disrespectful. Iron Man 3 is cinematic gold.
No.
You've given Iron Man everything he's needed for 3 films. And once you strip all that away from him, the man is still a fucking boss. I don't care. You got no opinions no more.
So the Mandarin, the Mandarin, your favorite villain.
He don't need to be my favorite villain.
Why not?
Because nobody watched Marvel movies for villains.
Yeah, they watch him for heroes. You know what Tony Stark the movie didn't have?
It had Tony Stark.
Not a hero. Not Iron Man.
Are you gonna fight that?
Where was he at?
Are you gonna take that? Are you gonna take that Tony Stark
Boy,
on?
me and Tony Stark a squad, bro.
You gonna squab that Tony Stark?
Yes,
He
I
gonna shoot
will.
you with a nail gun. He gonna shoot you with a nail. You gonna be like, yeah, Tony. Ah.
What are you talking about? This boy got mental issues. He's easy to take out.
That man is still dangerous.
That man got PTSD.
I don't care. He's still dangerous.
You're dangerous.
I know I am.
I'm scared for my life.
Good.
Stop looking at me with them wild eyes.
Oh God, I'm coughing.
No, it's not my favorite movie.
I'm old.
It's not my
I'm
favorite.
old. I can't do this, bro. I'm tired of arguing with you. Everybody who's watching this video, let me know right now. Is Iron Man 3 the best movie in the Iron Man trilogy? Yes or no?
Can I ask you, what was the name of the actual villain?
Extremist. It was just the Extremist virus. I don't know that guy's name.
Exactly, and that makes it the worst.
I don't care.
There is no known good. Didn't they make him up for this? Like, was he a person in the comics? I don't fucking know.
I don't know either.
Do you know?
I just know
Exactly.
the Extremist thing was severe, like a really big thing around that time.
Yeah, and that was definitely a thing. And then the way they used it was just like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this?
I'm surprised he didn't get like the Extremist armor. Like, I'm
Yeah, me
surprised he
too.
didn't get Extremist himself.
Why did he cure Pepper? Pepper could have totally been like there to help out. She already survived the process. That's the only process where you die if you try and inject it. Why the fuck would you take that from her and make her useless again? I don't know.
I don't care. I like Iron Man 3.
No.
When we're talking about silly, goofy, dumb movies, that movie is the best.
A movie about a man with PTSD is goofy. I should fight you.
Fight me. I care so little.
Sound like you care a lot.
I care so little.
Sound like you care a lot.
I care so little. Let me get to this master list now.
So next is this out of order?
No, Guardians of the Galaxy is next. Good movie.
Yeah, it was fun. I like that movie a lot.
Not much to really say. It's Ronan's kind of meh. But I think Guardians of the Galaxy is like space-based Avengers. It's like you're really watching for the interactions of everybody.
I did not recognize what's his face from Captain Marvel. Like, I was
Ronan?
like, okay, I know this guy. I know I've seen him before. I know I've seen him from somewhere in a Marvel movie. I just can't place it.
Are you talking about old dude that was with Captain Marvel's squad?
Yeah, the guard dude.
Yeah, he was just. I think that was just a retroactive like thing. Like, hey,
That was neat though.
it was pretty neat.
I was like, hey, what's up, buddy?
It's cool to see Ronan. All like, I like how like Ronan set up in Guardians of the Galaxy just is a playback to stuff that's gonna happen earlier.
But we have to bring back why Styles hated that movie so much.
Why?
The dance off.
The dance off was hilarious.
No one needed the dance off.
Okay, so you have to understand that because of like everything before, it needed a goofy like kind of tie up.
Because they're trash and they can't actually fight strong people.
You can't fight him. Like you have the Infinity Stone. What you go do? You go fight Ronan? He got a hammer.
That's true.
Nobody go fight Thor. He got a hammer.
Like, Drax is cool. He can do whatever, but he's not strong enough. Rocket just has like guns. Groot was sick though. I miss Big Groot. Bring him back.
Me too.
I'm mad. I need Big Groot again. Gamora is just like, she's like Black Widow, but like slightly better. I think she's stronger.
Yeah,
Like physically, she's
alien.
stronger.
Yeah,
But yeah. And then Peter Quill is just like
that's
there.
That was a movie that I could rewatch often enough when it first came out. I remember buying it on DVD
Yeah.
because by that time I was actually buying DVDs because I didn't care. So yeah, I think it was a good movie.
Yeah. The first one was cool.
So not the worst.
It was just a fun movie.
It was a fun movie. It was a nice little break from all the serious stuff, especially after PTSD. Iron Man. It was a nice fun break of everything.
The second time that MCU dipped. Oh, there's two more. Wait, is there
No.
two more?
Stop.
There might be two more. I might be wrong. There may have been four that are under the bar.
What are you talking about? Okay. So let's get back to serious. Captain America, Winter Soldier.
Blessed. God tier movie.
God tier movie?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you the truth. Good movie. I'm not about the hype about it.
All right.
I feel like it's cinematically, like, shots very well, story's very strong, but But I think at the time, I just didn't care enough about Captain
I'm gonna
America.
tell you the truth. I may have gotten this love for Winter Soldier from my brother
True.
because he was all about it.
I like Falcon. I like the story itself, but I think at the time I just was not invested in Captain America. I didn't start appreciating Winter Soldier until like later.
Yeah.
As we were watching more movies, I just didn't care because I think because the first movie to me was so bland.
Yeah.
That it took me a minute to just appreciate. I did see that one in theaters. I think we saw it in theaters together. Probably. It was either you or I saw it with Manny.
Yeah. I thought that movie was sick. I like it a lot. It may be it's not my favorite Captain America movie, but that's, come on. Come on. Like, compared to the third one?
Yeah.
Are we really gonna?
Okay.
All right.
I feel you. Mm-hmm. Time to talk about kind of an awkward movie.
Which one's that?
Avengers, Age of Ultron.
Oh, that shit was garbage.
Okay, so in front of everybody, please tell me why do you think this movie's so garbage?
So, I think the issues that I have with this are also the issues I have with Iron Man 3, where they were just like, yeah, we have source material. Yes, we could do something with this. Fuck it, we're going to free write it.
I don't know, man. I just...
Like, we didn't have Ant-Man at this point.
We all thought Ant-Man was going to come out before this movie because Ant-Man is the reason why Ultron was created.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I like the movie. I just think...
I feel like even without him, they could have introduced Hank Pym in Age of Ultron.
Did you want Hank Pym to be the creator of Ultron?
Like old man Hank Pym. Yeah, why not?
He is the reason. I think Marvel was still trying to figure out how they were going to deal with him being a wife beater. Fun fact, they don't do anything about it.
Like, I don't know. I think they didn't really have enough villains in there to warrant Ultron yet.
I feel like it's a good idea. Okay, so let me explain why I think Ultron's the perfect, it's perfect the way it is. So like I was talking about Tony. We're talking about the build of Tony. Now we have Tony that has at the end of Iron Man 3, he hasn't completely dealt with his issues. So I feel like the next logical step for him is doing something dangerous.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, the one issue I do have with Age of Ultron that it's a problem that didn't need to happen.
Yeah.
They are cleaning up their own mess. Which leads into something that's gonna happen soon. The real Avengers 2.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's feasible why it happened. It's feasible why you make Tony the one who creates him.
Yeah, it is.
I wish they would have gave Hank Pym they should have tied Hank Pym something into it because they know the next movie in this order is Ant-Man.
Yeah.
But it's just fun again. Like, I'm telling you, it's just fun. I'm just having fun for 2 hours again.
It's not, though. It's
like Hawkeye is funny. Like, Hawkeye has, and I think this is another thing for me. Hawkeye is doing something fun for, he didn't get to have a lot of fun in the first Avengers.
Yeah.
So Jeremy Renner is just so funny in that movie. His interactions with Romanoff and Tony and Scarlet Witch is just so funny, and Quicksilver, it's so funny, and it's just I'm just having a good time. This is when we start getting Thor to be somewhat funny.
I forgot Quicksilver was a thing.
Thor is just a little more funnier in this movie. Yeah. Vision is a good straight man for everything.
Yeah.
I'm just having fun again for a whole entire 2 hours. Sure, it's kind of just... It's one of those stories that if you got rid of it, you kind of don't really lose anything.
Yeah. It just feels disjointed to me. I get if you're not going to have Hank Pym, it makes sense to have Tony and Bruce make Ultron on accident. Well, was it on accident?
It was kind of.
It was kind of on purpose, kind of on accident. And then, especially with his issues with... Did he have the premonition at that point?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what started the movie.
That's the one where he gets the premonition about...
about everybody dead.
Yeah.
I thought there would be, more... it basically starts out like an episode of the TV show where they're just kind of all there, even though they're all kind of, extremely separate last time you see them. Yeah. It wasn't... No, Thor stuck around on Earth after Dark World.
Yeah. Because that's
like,
how Loki stayed on the throne.
I thought there would be some kind of like in the first Avengers when Loki goes and steals the Tesseract, and then he's like, "Oh shit, we have to like kind of go grab everybody."
Yeah.
I thought there would at least be some kind of like that. Like, hey guys, we're gonna take down these Hydra bases, get the team together, and then it goes into the forest, but it was just like, here they are, and then it was like,
I completely agree. It does seem like a big, long episode of like the cartoon.
yeah,
And at that time, the Avengers cartoon was like already in full effect.
yeah.
So, I mean, I get you on that one. I still think it's fun. I still like to rewatch it every once in a while. I think I'm going to rewatch it after this, actually.
And then like, Ultron is so like unstoppable because he has so many bodies and he can kind of just leave through the internet and go hit some other place
Yeah.
and like But for a villain so menacing, I didn't need Ultron, Peter Quill Stark, the villain.
Kevin Spacey does do kind of this
Like,
fun little take on it. I feel like that's a change you have to have since it's Tony who makes him.
yeah, because he was a byproduct. No, was he? No, never mind. He wasn't. He was just his own thing. I was gonna say, was he the byproduct of Jarvis? But no, that was Vision.
Yeah, Vision's Jarvis mixed with Ultron mixed with the Mind Stone.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess I don't know.
I guess we'll just have to disagree on this one.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like you're not gonna like our next one. Ant-Man.
Oh, my favorite.
Okay, good. I was like, he's either gonna extremely love this one or he's gonna hate it. I forgot you do like
God,
Ant-Man.
I love Ant-Man so much.
How do you feel about the Ant-Man movie?
I think it was cool. I think that was one of those movies. So, like, I think my issues with Marvel movies that I don't like are movies that you feel like should not be funny, that they try and make funny. And that's how I feel about Ultron, and that's how I feel about Iron Man 3. But this is legitimately just kind of like a fun little heist movie.
It was the first heist movie. It was pretty good.
And, like, it had a lot of setup. It had him, like, putting on the suit, freaking out when he first used it, and he didn't know what he was doing. And freaking out trying to use his powers when Hank Pym was trying to teach him.
We get the greatest side character in that one.
Yeah, we do.
Let me tell you about this. Like, I like that movie. T.I.'s in it.
Yeah. We get the greatest storyteller of all time in that movie.
What's his name?
I don't remember.
What's
He
his
just
like?
rambles.
He's my favorite.
But like, no, I thought that was a cool movie. It was kind of cool to see. Okay, so was that the original Wasp? Who was the villain? I forget his name.
So the villain was Obadiah Stane. In the comics, he's just a rival tech guy.
Yeah.
The Yellow Jacket in the comics is Hank Pym's second superhero name.
Yeah.
After he beat the mess out of his wife. Or
Stop
why he's
bringing that up. Don't ruin my character for me. No.
Hank Pym beats his wife. He just like backhands her.
That's what I'm gonna do to you after this camera goes off.
Try me. Try me.
But
you trying to see my stand, boy?
You know who we got from this movie?
Tell me,
Do
bro.
you know? Boy, let me tell you about my boy, Anthony.
Anthony, the greatest Avenger. The greatest superhero. Anthony. Even though my boy died.
I know. That was heartbreaking. I teared up. I might start tearing up right now. Just a little bit.
Okay, so as we're talking about movies that just serve movies who are just outliners and everything, our next movie, I got a beef with it, Doctor Strange. So, I mark a Marvel movie, or any movie really, on how often can I rewatch it.
Uh-huh.
What is the rewatchability?
Scott Pilgrim.
I can watch Scott Pilgrim any day. It's my favorite movie.
Yeah.
It's my favorite movie in the whole wide world.
And yet you didn't name your daughter after a certain character in that movie.
Okay. Now,
shame.
To talk about a DC movie real quick, no matter how bad it is, I like rewatching Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I think Suicide Squad has a lot of rewatchability because, like the Avengers, it's a fun movie where everyone plays off of each other. Everybody is funny. There are some things that I have blatantly wrong with it, but it's a fun, rewatchable movie.
Yeah.
I can't say that about Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, I feel like I could do without a sequel. Like, I feel like that movie was, hey, here's the time stone. It's kind of out there. It was kind of no. Ant-Man was the first like kind of offbeat character that they did took a chance on. But Doctor Strange was like, it's okay. It's all right. I don't know.
There was like
They gave him such an unwinnable villain that he had to rage quit him.
I feel like there's just nothing really fun about it. And I feel like they try to like Marvel movies are meant to be just a little bit jokey. That's just that one where you can't play it like they didn't play it as a serious drama.
Yeah.
They didn't play it as a super high action movie.
It was kind of somewhere in between everything.
And it just didn't I felt like it just does not work being in between everything. It doesn't do
any one thing well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm with you on that.
I don't really like any of the side characters. Like, it was a necessary movie. It just was like, I did not rewatch that movie at all.
No.
Like, I think I bought it and I think it's still wrapped in its plastic.
I watched it once, rewatched it once, but we didn't finish it.
That's all I can say about a Marvel movie. If it's still wrapped in plastic in my room, it's not that great. But as we're doing this, as we get to talk about genius, we talk about cinematic gold, talk about rewatchability. Captain America Civil War.
Yeah. Amazing.
Perfect?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say perfect just yet, but I think
perfect.
Perfect? Not a single issue.
No, why? For what? They even put Spider-Man in last minute when they got his rights.
Oh my God. I love that movie.
And you know what
so much
baffles me about that is how quickly they put him in it and how organic it still feels in that movie.
True, because as they were shooting, they were trying to get the rights.
Yeah.
And so they got the rights like in the middle of, I want to say they've already got the story all the way in.
Yeah.
So they were like, oh, we got Spider-Man back? Let's throw him in real quick.
And it was such like a good, like it was our first look at Spider-Man.
I love it. I love Tom Holland Spider-Man.
I do too. And then like the way him and Tony interact, like like the ad lib of like, hey, I'm gonna sit here now. Because that was in the script and that fool just was not making room for Tony.
Hey, what does it say right now?
Like just the little things that they do and like his jokes that are jokes to us because he's so young. Like, hey, you remember that old ass movie where they tip that thing with a rope and they're like, you mean Star Wars? Because they're all like middle aged.
I think it's I like when that's one movie that I just when someone says I don't like Captain America Civil War, I definitely have to ask them why.
I think that introduced us to the most Marvel characters at once. Also,
you get Black Panther,
yeah,
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Who else are you getting? Like, who else did they introduce?
That might have been it, but damn, they were.
Is the MCU's introduced Thunderbolt Ross?
Yeah.
I think it's such a good movie.
I think if I have to say there's one bad thing about it, it's that there's not a strong villain. Like physically, there's not a strong fight between them. But for Civil War, it's literally supposed to be them against them.
I feel like that should have been the Avengers too, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you can still do Age of Ultron as a side piece, but
Black Panther was so badass in that movie.
You know what I would change?
What?
Age of Ultron should have been Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
I think it works stronger as an Iron Man 3 movie.
Yeah.
And then this Captain America movie could have definitely been
Avengers 2.
Avengers 2. And then we could have got one kind of like conclusive Iron Man, like Captain America story with him, Falcon, and Bucky just all playing off of each other.
Yeah.
If I can make one slight edit to the universe.
Like there's good fight scenes, good dialogue. Ant-Man was hilarious.
It's a compelling story.
Black Panther's badass. It's a compelling story. Tony Stark got his ass whooped for being mad at the people who killed his parents.
And like you can't,
that's trash.
And you can't even be mad at him for being so upset.
You can't. That's why like you can't really pick a side because they're both partly in the right.
Now I will say the movie does make a stronger favor for Captain America.
You think so?
Because the story's focus, even though Tony's parents being dead is a thing,
yeah,
I feel like it's not the focus of the story. I feel like his journey to find Bucky is more in the forefront than Tony trying to figure out. Like him thinking about his parents is like a byproduct.
This is when Bucky was going crazy, right?
Yeah.
With the saying, was it German saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not unlike comic book Civil War where you can legitimately pick a side.
I mean, it is, yeah, because it's a Captain America movie, so they're gonna give more weight to like what he's going through.
Yeah.
But dude, that was a bombshell for Tony Stark. It's like, yo, this fool might be in the wrong for like everything. I think the only thing, as far as what you're saying, that I agree with is that I don't think there's a very strong case for them signing the Sokovia Accords. Like it's there. Like I can see how they could go there, and they kind of have to get to that point. But you know, it's just there.
I feel like the Soviet Accords is a thing that's just it's a plot device. People are really not going to worry about it, especially after this Avengers movie.
They brought back Crossbones.
True,
my boy, to get exploded.
So now it's time to talk about bangers after bangers after bangers after bangers after bangers. Then something that's on the line. Ragnarok, bro.
Ragnarok was legit.
Ragnarok. Oh my god. And then the best thing about Ragnarok is we're getting a Thor 4, baby. It's our house.
Supposedly.
Thor Ragnarok is just a fun. It's the perfect type of movie for a comic book movie.
Yeah. I'm going to speak on behalf of my brother right now and say that it shouldn't. Okay, not that it shouldn't have been as jokey, but it has a very serious title for not a very serious movie. So I think he expected it to be more serious, but that being said, it was a great movie. It was fun. I like it a lot.
So to speak in opposition of your brother, yes, the title Thor Ragnarok intrigues something that is going to be world ending.
Yeah.
But the minute that you see that logo and the minute that they really said they were going to like deep dive into Jack Kirby's like designs comic wise.
Oh, dude, the helmet. I just remember the helmet. The helmet's legit. Bring the helmet back.
Bring the helmet back. I feel like everything about the movie is just, this is what Thor should have been in the first place.
Yeah. We had the return of Hulk.
Should have been, yes, it's the first time we see Hulk. We get the Revengers.
Yeah.
Which you just know why I love the word Revengers. But I feel like
we get Valkyrie.
We get Valkyrie. I wish we would have got Beta Ray Bill. It's the second time that we were supposed to get Beta Ray Bill in a movie.
Yeah.
And they cut him last minute. And he's even like cameoed in the movie in the statues at the beginning.
You mean like Mary Jane in The Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Yep.
Where they shot everything and then cut it?
Yes. Like they do Iris West in Justice League.
Who is that?
Iris West.
Is that Wally West's daughter?
No, that's Iris
lover.
That's Barry Allen's lover.
Oh.
You should know this.
Who's Wally West?
Wally West is the second Flash.
Okay, yeah.
We will be talking about the Flash in a couple weeks. I'm gonna see if I can get Miles to binge watch it so we can talk about it once the finale happens. But
I just love Godspeed. I don't love any of the DC characters. God. That's my boy.
We can't talk about it. Can we talk about it next week?
Yeah.
Because I love Godspeed.
Since the comics, I've been with him.
Oh. Yeah, since 2014. Okay, anyway. Anyway, not to get off in a different universe.
But yeah.
Thor Ragnarok is like
a legitimately good and fun movie.
And I'm happy that Marvel was like, this is what Thor should have been. This is what Thor's going to be. We're going to give him another couple movies.
And Hela was crazy. She was super unstoppable.
True. And then they didn't really defeat her.
They broke the hammer. And he was just like, what the heck gonna do?
No more no beer throws? You remember when he had that no beer keychain? Yeah. I kept taking it. I was like, no beer throw.
I have it somewhere.
I want it.
I definitely have seen it in the past couple months. But that was like, it was cool because he was like, what do I do? Like he had no weapon.
And then he became Rune King Thor.
So then, yeah. Which I also thought was cool.
That was a cool little deep cut from the comics. I was really thinking.
Lost his eye. Just like his daddy.
Oh,
God. Lost Odin.
Oh, man. Anthony Hopkins, R.I.P., man. I mean, he's not really dead in real life, but. Man.
No, that was a good movie.
It was. Okay, we got Guardians of the Galaxy 2. So I feel like this is one we're...
The fourth time they dipped.
What are you talking about?
Age of Ultron, Tony Stark the movie, Doctor Strange, and this one.
Okay. State your argument, you jerk.
Because... Oh, man.
I'm not going to speak. Just go.
Okay, so there's like gold people doing their thing. Of course, they rip off the gold people because Rocket's doing Rocket stuff. And then like they run, they crash. Hey, Dad. hey son, let's just go to this place. Let's play catch. Let's do this stuff. Like, yeah, I fucked your mom and like I'm gonna kill everybody. What the fuck, Dad? I'm Pac-Man. Roll credits. Mary Poppins, sorry, and then roll credits. Like I don't know. It was just like there was such a big gap in things that I cared about in that movie. I didn't care until I just don't think I care about that movie.
I like the themes. I think the gold people were necessary because we're gonna get Guardians 3 and we're gonna get my boy Adam Warlock.
Yeah, that was necessary.
I think when you have a whole entire story about getting a team together who's going to be a family in the first one, and I think you also have to remember this story actually happens 4 months after the original movie.
Yeah.
So I think it's really kind of cool to see what do you do when you're grouped up with a bunch of people who you care about,
A bunch of misfits,
a bunch of people they care about each other. And if the first movie is about Gamora's relationship with her father and how it has her interact with the group.
Yeah.
This story is about what happens when your estranged parent tries to come back in your life. And then you have this group of people that you care about who you just, it's blood versus
like
feelings.
chosen family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the theme is. I like the final spaceship fight. I like them all being in their little like spaceship. The Go guys all being in their spaceships.
Yeah,
I think Rocky being an asshole is perfect for that movie.
It was just boring to me, like, because it was a solid at least hour of just family things.
Yeah, I can rewatch it. I like the soundtrack. Guardians of the Galaxy always has the oldies on deck.
Yeah,
so I feel like that may be another movie I might watch this week too.
Do it because I won't be here for it.
Okay.
I'm going home.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Legit movie.
Yeah. I could do with or without it, honestly.
Yeah. I feel like it's not really necessary, but I still think like all other things considered is just a fun watch.
I don't have too much to say about that one.
I thought Ghost was cool. That was my favorite character.
Okay, so this is out of order.
And then the other, like the Wasp was cool because she actually did stuff.
True.
And everybody was kind of goofy. It was kind of like more of the same.
So we accidentally went out of order. Oh,
fuck it.
Black Panther. Okay, so my opinion about Black Panther has actually changed over time. So
I think it's a decent movie.
I think cinematically it was necessary. I think it's a really good movie. I see everyone's complaints about it though.
Yeah.
T'Challa is a reactive character. He's kind of just trying to adjust to everything and trying to be like the middle ground against everything that's coming at him in the story.
Mm-hmm.
He's not really after anything. He's only in opposition of Killmonger for the sake of, okay, I just don't want you ruining shit. Like I don't want you blowing shit up.
Yeah.
He's not like he directly disagrees with Killmonger. He just doesn't like how Killmonger is going about it.
Yeah.
Other than that, like I don't have too much to say about that.
Killmonger was badass.
Killmonger was badass. Not as good as the Joker, as everyone says.
But then I also feel like we only feel that way because we kind of see that side of it, both being black people.
True.
Who see like the violence in such a direct way.
Yeah.
So like you understand his motivations, you get it. But then at the same time, you're like, yeah, but you're kind of going like kind of too far with it.
Yeah, it's clearly radical.
Yeah, which is what it's supposed to be, which is why he's a villain. But I think it was legit in terms of storytelling.
So I want to skip one only because I feel like there's nothing we can add to the conversation of Infinity War. I feel like there's nothing we can add to the conversation of Infinity War without having to talk about Endgame. And I want to save the Infinity War conversation only because when we do record next week's episode, I want to talk about Infinity War and Endgame as one big movie.
I'm going to say two things about it right now.
Okay.
For one, I think this is a perfect setup movie for what they want to do as a conclusion to this last 10, 11 years of cinema. And for two, I really had to pee the last time I was watching that movie, and I was like, I'll just wait till one of the not good parts, and I watched to the credits.
Because there's not a not good part.
Yeah.
I think all I'll say. I want to reserve most of what I'm going to say about. I think everything about it is great. Thanos is the perfect protagonist for that story. And I don't want to say too much.
Protagonist?
He is I'm not saying he's a good guy. He is the protagonist.
Thanos is the protagonist.
That's his story. So what do we have to talk about next week? And then we have Captain Marvel, which, despite everything, Brie Larson was kind of like all the mess about Brie Larson as we're getting to
like the release.
Captain Marvel, solid 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I was lukewarm on it. Like it was cool.
I
didn't hate it, but it's not something I would go back and watch again. It's not Doctor Strange lukewarm.
Oh, it's not Doctor. Like I'd rather watch it. I can rewatch it.
But is it Ant-Man and the Wasp lukewarm? Because I would rewatch Ant-Man and the Wasp if I just wanted a fun movie.
I like Carol's character. I like her. I like how she interacts with like Nick Fury, and how she's like how straight tone she is when she's with Jude Law.
Yeah.
Or how jokey she's with Jude Law, but how straight she is with her team, and how fun she is with Nick Fury. But they could have done so much better with the fight and the action scenes, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of cool to see like characters back in the past, and you're like, oh, that's why they act the way they do, or like, oh, that's what
Nick
they were
Fury is my favorite
then.
in that movie.
Yeah. He still runs like an old guy, though. Even though he looks young, you can tell he got them like stiff hips.
He got the bad knee.
Yeah.
Goose. I want a Goose solo movie.
Yeah, Goose is cool.
I want a Goose solo movie.
I want a kitten, bro, so bad.
We'll get one next time when we move.
What the fuck is next time?
Next time. And I think that's our whole review of every single Marvel movie between the first and the last.
Hooray.
We will be back next week with the Endgame review. I think we'll talk about Infinity Wars and Endgame as one whole project.
I will have slightly more Killmongery hair.
And I will still be this goofy looking.
Yep. There's no changing that. I'm gorgeous. You're on your own.
Oh, whatever you say, you weirdo. Guys, thank you for watching.
This is your favorite bi-monthly podcast.
We will be more frequent. We promise. As we're getting into the summer, there's a lot of things that we want to review and want to talk about. I think we're going to be talking about movies and superheroes for just a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Because after this, it's
dry.
It's Endgame.
Shazam.
We haven't even watched Shazam yet.
Nope.
We have to talk about Shazam, and then
still got to see Us, and I've just heard mixed things about it. So I'm just like, I feel like I just need to watch this for myself.
I have the Flash to watch between now and into summertime.
Oh, that's a lot of work for me,
because it's the end game for me. It's the end game of the Flash for me.
That's a lot of work for me. I don't know about that.
So
how many seasons are there? Like 12?
5.
When they're what, like probably 24 episode seasons?
Yeah, it's kind of deep cut. I can, if you want to watch it, I can help you.
Episodes an hour long.
About 40-something minutes.
Oh, yeah. God.
I can help you if you want to, because I really do want to rewatch it.
Just Spark Notes me.
Okay, I'll Spark Notes you. What we'll do is after next week, I'll Spark Notes the Flash for you.
All right.
We'll do a super cut of the Flash, and but you have to watch. There's certain episodes I want you to watch with me.
All right.
I think that's fair.
Sure, why not?
Okay, guys, make sure you cut that like button. Make sure you comment down below your favorite Marvel movie. Show us some love. We got some cool things coming up in the summertime.
Let us know if there's stuff you want to talk about. Current events, family issues, relationship advice, finance.
My boy's a finance genius.
Okay.
So, comment, like, subscribe. This is Mars. Hit me up on all my handles. They're going to be down below.
And this is Milz. And, you know, my stuff will be somewhere on the internet.
Ladies, he's single.
Chill.
This is the Four Planet Podcast. We love and we appreciate y'all, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye. I miss you. Come back soon.
Stop making it weird.
We'll have more to talk about.
Stop making it weird.